The debate between free will and determinism. Free will is the belief that humans make choices independently, while determinism suggests every event, including human actions, is caused by past events and natural laws. This philosophical conflict raises deep questions about responsibility, morality, and human agency. If determinism is true, are we truly free to make choices, or are our decisions inevitable outcomes of prior causes? Hard determinism. No room for free will. Hard determinists argue that free will is an illusion. They believe every decision results from prior causes, such as genetics, environment, and brain chemistry. If everything follows cause and effect, then our choices are simply the result of past events. This perspective challenges ideas of personal responsibility and justice, as it suggests humans cannot truly choose their actions. Libertarian free will. The power to choose. Libertarians, in the philosophical sense, reject determinism and argue that humans have genuine free will. They believe people can make independent choices not dictated by external factors. Some theories suggest a non-physical mind or soul plays a role in decision-making, allowing true autonomy. However, critics argue this view contradicts scientific evidence about how the brain processes decisions. Compatibilism. Free will and determinism can coexist. Compatibilists offer a middle ground, arguing that determinism and free will are not mutually exclusive. They believe that even if our choices have causes, we can still act freely if we make decisions based on our desires, reasoning, and internal motivations. This perspective redefines free will as the ability to act without external coercion rather than being completely independent of prior causes. The role of neuroscience in the debate. Studies in neuroscience suggest that the brain makes decisions before we become consciously aware of them. Experiments by Benjamin Libet show that neural activity predicting a decision occurs before a person reports making the choice. This supports deterministic views, but some argue that consciousness still plays a role in modifying or vetoing those initial impulses. Quantum mechanics. A challenge to determinism? Some argue that quantum mechanics, which introduces randomness at a subatomic level, undermines strict determinism. However, randomness alone does not equal free will, it simply means events may be unpredictable. If decisions involve quantum randomness, they are still not fully controlled by the individual, making this an uncertain solution to the problem. Practical free will. A useful illusion? Even if determinism is true, we experience life as if we have free will. Society functions on the assumption that people are responsible for their actions. Whether or not free will exists in an absolute sense, acting as though it does allows us to make meaningful choices, develop morality, and hold people accountable. Moral responsibility. Does it depend on free will? If free will is an illusion, does it make sense to punish or reward people for their actions? Some argue that responsibility still exists because actions reflect a person's character and motivations. Others believe that understanding determinism should lead to a more compassionate approach to justice, focusing on rehabilitation rather than punishment. Reframing the free will debate. Instead of asking whether free will or determinism is absolutely true, some philosophers suggest redefining the debate. By focusing on practical freedom, our ability to think, reflect, and act within our circumstances, we can maintain a sense of agency while accepting that our choices are influenced by many factors. Conclusion. Living with the paradox. The tension between free will and determinism may never be fully resolved, but we can find a balance. Even if our choices are shaped by external causes, the experience of making decisions remains real to us. By embracing both perspectives, we can acknowledge the forces that shape us while still striving to make meaningful and responsible choices.